Robinson. They call me Jay.
This is Michael Jeffrey. They call me Mike Jeff.
This is Logan Barnes, and they call me Pounds.
This is Vince Smith, and they call me Vinny.
And this is The Last Dab.
Jay, can you hear it now?
Here's a brand new car. You can have it. She said, a 1997, it's a 1998 Delta. This shit can't even get me to the shelter.
I know what you're talking about now. It took me a minute. I heard shelter. I'm like, okay.
You guys ever just look up Eminem lyrics and just kind of read them and
In normal time. And you're just like, what the fuck?
it's got to be the classic ones. Maybe this one down a little.
Did anybody
bit.
figure
Is this too
out?
loud or no?
I think you're okay.
Okay.
Are we rolling first off?
Yeah, we're just
All right.
rolling whatever.
Well, I wanted to know because he obviously represented it already, but he's a Chicago Bears fan.
Okay.
Always has been.
Yes, sir.
But did Deshaun Watson?
I don't know if that. I saw a tweet, but I don't know if it was fake or not.
I mean, I guess it would kind of make sense, but they still have Trubisky there, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
in the tweet I saw it said they traded Trubisky and then a first round pick and then another player. I forget who it was, but it might have been fake. It was probably fake because I didn't see anything from ESPN.
They have a lot of cap space too on the Bears, so I don't know what their plans
See,
are.
I saw we were a front runner for Carson Wentz before he signed to the Colts, but then I saw another thing that said that they didn't even put an offer in for him, or like they weren't even looking at him. So like
Carson Wentz.
yeah,
And they got him?
no, he went to the Colts, but
Oh,
I heard
Colts.
I heard that he was like more likely to go to the Bears, and then
I was hearing that talk too.
he ended up going to the Colts. So
What episode are we on now, boys? Is this 12?
I think this is
Yeah.
12.
Yeah, this is 12.
We got our guest today,
We do got the gayest.
Cody. Introduce
The
yourself,
gayest.
brother.
The gayest.
I'm Cody from Lebanon. Lived here all my life. I'm 22. I work at a daycare here in town for little
Sure
kids.
does.
Been there for a few years. Yeah, that's about it.
Here on The Last Dab.
Well, so usually I guess whenever we have our guests here, we kind of have a little like how we know, how we go through how you might have known of us or what your
How did you meet us?
yeah.
You know?
Okay. Well, I've known Mike Jeff since elementary school.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
we've been around each other a long time. We played sports together.
Baseball.
Baseball's so
growing up.
fun.
Dude, I love baseball. We played on a couple baseball teams growing
I
up.
suck at baseball, man. I try. I really try, but I'm just not good.
I feel that. Let's see.
Actually, me and Cody in baseball were like a dynamic duo of fucking destruction because he was our best first baseman.
I was
Like,
literally about to say, like,
he
first,
was-
second,
He was
shortstop.
the first baseman. Like nobody was beating him, and then I was third base.
Ooh.
But it was like
It was
if there
that
was
diamond
a
duo.
if there was a play to be made across the field on the infield, me and Cody were gonna make it.
Yes,
Like
sir.
it was
You already
gonna
know
happen.
Cody was stretching out getting that motherfucker.
Bro,
Ain't
yes,
nobody
right.
coming across his
Yeah,
back.
right.
Side.
Oh, I miss those
You got
baseball
the,
days.
the classic first and thirds in baseball where someone's on first and there's a guy on third.
Yeah.
And me and Cody had that shit locked down. So we always knew if there was a double play to be made that it was going to happen.
Same, yeah, you guys were on the same fucking mindset.
Same wavelengths, man.
Had the same perspective.
Let's see. Vince, I met you and Jared actually freshman year football. Yeah.
I think we
You
were
guys were
juniors.
Yeah. And
Oh wow, damn.
yeah, that was fun. Football's a lot of fun in high school.
JV was fun.
Yeah, that was a good time. Logan?
How did
I
we
don't
meet,
know,
bro?
bro. Dude, I do remember how we met. The first time we met, it was 7th grade at Max K's house.
So I was probably over there hanging out with Bronson, obviously.
Bronson.
We
Yeah.
snuck out at like 1:30 and walked to McDonald's from this neighborhood. And I remember we ended up getting caught. It was like 2:30 and we're standing at McDonald's and Bronson gets a phone call from his dad.
Oh, no.
And he like didn't answer it. And then his dad ended up leaving a voicemail or something, and then like you guys ended up leaving, and me, Max, and Jordan had to walk back to Max's house to like talk to his dad.
His dad.
And we like showed up, and he's like, "Where the hell is Logan and Bronson?" We're like, "We don't know, man. They just
Out doing their own fucking
Yeah,
thing.
like we went to McDonald's.
Barnes
and
and Bronson
they
said,
just
"We'll let them
split."
take care of that. We're just gonna, you guys go ahead, and we'll be here waiting on you."
Yeah.
Did you remember when Bronson and Case lived in the house right over there? Like literally, the other entrance to this place, like the first one.
I remember when
It's-
they lived right by the high school in that brick house.
Oh, I remember that
Yeah.
one too.
Yep.
Yeah, that was fun.
And the Washington, his mom used to live on Washington
Yeah,
Street.
I
The
remember
apartment
that house.
or whatever.
Yeah, apartment. Yep.
Shit, man.
I think that's everybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
We all
that's
have a
what's
lot
up,
of
man. We're
history
glad you're
together.
here. Yeah.
Right on. I'm glad
Yeah.
to be here, man. Pretty excited.
So we had some fights on last night. I didn't get to catch them.
I didn't get to catch those ones either.
I think me and Cody were the only ones that fought.
Yeah.
the only
That
ones
fight,
that
it
It
watched.
doesn't look like it.
Yeah, me and Jared's over here like, oh shit. Right? I don't know what happened.
We saw the really good fight that was Derek Lewis and what's the dude?
Curtis Blade.
Yeah.
Curtis Blades.
I wanted Blades to win that, to be
And he
honest.
was favorited.
Yeah, he was ranked number 2 in the heavyweight division.
And he looked good the whole fight.
Derek Lewis is the my balls was hot guy.
Yeah,
Oh, he's
Yeah.
the dude, bro.
Yeah.
Did you hear what he said after the fight? He's talking about how he got poked in the eye.
he was like, that was Herb Dean's fault or something like that is what he said at the end of the fight. Because like 20 seconds before he knocked him out, Herb Dean had yelled at him for sticking his hands out like that and told him to
Yeah.
put him up. And then he knocked him out. He was like, that's Herb Dean's fault.
Oh.
1, 2. We've seen that happen a million times. We've seen people get hit on the ground 2 times after they're knocked out. Why are they mad at the fighter?
They
I
did
was
the
gonna say
same.
I'm not mad at it at all, but he definitely did.
It looked
need
great.
those
It looked
two.
awesome. What's that?
But
That's a big boy.
you're
That's a
trained to
big boy.
do. That's what you're trained to
His
do.
opponent was his opponent, big boy. Yeah, I did the DX.
He always does that.
He said,
Right there, he said it.
"What he say?"
It zooms in on. He said that's Herb Dean's fault because
Yeah.
he's talking about.
I was
poking him in the
talking
eye.
about when he in the after like conference when they were
Yeah.
asking questions, he was like, he poked me in the eye and
Watch
he
this.
must have ate Cheetos.
Oh no, I didn't see that.
He was like, he must have ate Cheetos because that's what got my eye all irritated.
That's funny.
Look at Herb. He's
He
like,
said,
bro.
"Hey, stop."
First of all, Herb was over on the other side of the fucking octagon. Why are you over there? Why would
Now
you
hold
get
on.
mad at
Herb
Derek
Dean
Lewis?
is a respectable referee.
Yeah,
You keep that
Yeah.
tone down, dude.
I will. I just want him to know his job is
sure,
to
bro.
stop a fight.
No, for sure. But they did the same thing to Masvidal. With the after he did the knee and then he came
Askren.
into Ben Askren and
Yeah.
started hitting, and it's like they were super necessary.
Yeah.
The shots
I
were
mean,
super
why were they
necessary.
not? I had to finish my opponent.
You're gonna show
Until
him.
the ref pulls you off, man.
you seen
That's what you're
this?
supposed to do.
What about that boxing? Is this that boxing? Oh my god,
I
bro!
haven't seen this. What is it?
Turn this fucking up.
I haven't seen it either.
Turn it up, yeah. After the ad, it is the dirtiest knockout I've seen in boxing for a long time.
Who is it?
I don't know.
Okay.
It's like KO,
we'll see.
KO of the year. He's walking backwards. He fucking check hooks him.
And this was last night.
Burchell Valdez. It's the 2 fighters, Burchett and Valdez. Oh, left hook.
Damn.
As he's going backwards.
Yeah, he let him get a combo in, and then
He dodged like 3 or 4 punches right there.
Nasty.
waiting for
Nice.
it.
That was good boxing.
Crumpled.
That's good boxing right there.
oh my god, the head movement was remarkable.
Pretty much got him right on the bridge of the nose.
He buckled his knees and everything.
Good night.
Isn't that crazy? How your body will
Finish
just
Your body's like, bro, no.
shut down.
Was it Kevin Hart in stand up where he's like, he touched my body and just shit shut down or whatever? You know what I'm talking about?
I think I know.
Is
Is
it
that
one-
or like Cat Williams or
Yes,
something?
his dad or something did something to him. Fucking fried. So yeah, we also got to bring up obviously Carson Wentz to the fucking Colts.
Carson Wentz
Yeah.
to the
What are our
Colts.
thoughts on that?
What are our thoughts on Carson Wentz to the Colts? We've been in that goddamn quarterback mystery
Frenzy,
pick.
yeah.
Ooh, for how long now?
Three stars in 3 years.
Yeah, that meme I shared where it's like Andrew Luck and he clicks the upgrade button and it goes to Phillip Rivers and it says what does it say? Go back.
Yeah,
it says go back, and then they go to Carson Wentz. And I said go back.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm excited to see what he can do. He's gonna have a good line.
Our coach is who his offensive coordinator was the year he won. They won the Super Bowl. When he was doing really good before he tore his ACL.
I'm not familiar.
That's what
Frank Reich. He came out of North Dakota State. Second overall pick in the 2016
I think that's what
draft,
you were saying in the chat that one day. Is like if he plays like he did that year, we should be all right. I mean, we'll be a good team.
I don't like the comment, we have a good line, because I feel like I say it every year and it just never shows
Costanzo
up.
retired. Left tackle.
Oh, yeah, Costanzo.
Is that a good thing?
I'm not
No.
sure how high our
that's kind of the
our
last,
first round pick
right?
is. We have a first round pick this year. Last year we didn't because of the Forrest Buckner trade.
We also have a really high cap space, too.
Yeah.
Like
fifth
pay
highest
players.
in the league, I think.
Let's do
The
something.
Jags are at the top, I'm pretty sure, right?
There's gonna be a bunch of free agents that are gonna be released because of the cap.
Is Lawrence
We need
going to be the
another Sprite.
first pick this year?
Yeah, I believe so. With the
Trevor
Jaguars.
Lawrence?
Yeah.
I feel like he's going to go to the Jags. Who else would it be? I don't remember the top class right now.
Justin Fields, Trey
Yeah.
Lance.
Is
He's
that-
out of North Dakota
who's
State.
the
That's where Carson
Ohio-
Wentz played.
Quarterback. The Ohio State quarterback.
Oh, Justin Fields.
I was going to say, I
Yeah.
thought that was
Zach
him.
Wilson out of BYU is another prospect, quarterback prospect.
I don't know. I feel like we got a lot of young receivers.
Michael Pittman.
It should. I mean, I think he'll connect with them well. I like Carson Wentz. I mean, he knows how to move if he has to. Like he can be a kind of a tricky quarterback.
You guys been
He's-
keep.
He's been in the league for a while, so I mean, he knows what it's like, what it feels like. He's been in a Super Bowl.
Think it might
So-
be an all right deal.
I think we'll be all right. But like I think you were saying, and even my brother Chuck was saying, if he doesn't end up doing well this first year, we'll probably sign him for a max of 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we probably won't go big and be like, all right, here's a 5-year deal or
Wait, so
something.
he's only been in the league for
Three,
three.
3 or
Yeah,
4.
3 years.
I
4
think
years.
3. Yeah.
However, Jared Goff was the number 1 pick, and then Carson Wentz was picked right
Yeah.
after him. So it's kind of weird they both got traded.
Well, wasn't that the same draft that Josh Allen was in and everything? Like
No, that was the year after.
You're probably right.
Watson, Mahomes,
I feel like
and Trubisky were in the same draft.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say I feel like there's been a draft that just was stacked with quarterbacks.
Lamar Jackson's in that same draft too, I think. With
Yeah,
Mahomes.
so that's probably the one I'm talking about. How
Trubisky.
about you, Cody? What do you feel? You know, you're a Bears fan. It's in the same conference.
Honestly,
You think the Colts are going to be a problem for you?
If he plays the way he did before he got hurt, I could see you guys being a real problem in your division. But if he plays like he did last year,
Yeah,
I
with
can see you guys having like another Old Man Rivers.
That was so fresh.
He's not old and he doesn't have 45 kids.
Right.
God damn, he said, I want to go start a family. I said, Rivers, you are
That's-
way too late. Done started and completed.
You're going to start it for someone else? Get the
7
children
fucking
away?
families.
Jesus.
He literally just goes knocks up 9 different chicks.
I like the Colts. I mean, they're not a bad team. I think you guys have a solid defense, a real solid defense.
You always
you guys
beat
are
my team, you asshole. Me and him go back and forth every time the Vikings and Bears play.
That is a
we were 1-1
rivalry,
this
yeah.
year, weren't we? You guys beat us once, didn't you?
I think so.
I think the first game of the season, you guys beat us.
You guys have to
by
decide
like a
it.
field goal or something. And then
I
I think
don't
we beat you
remember
later
now.
in the season.
Do you
Maybe
guys
like
still have
15 or
Cordell
something.
Patterson?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. He did a lot better
Yeah.
than I expected. Like where they just threw him as a running back.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty remarkable.
They mix him like they throw him around. They'll put him in the backfield.
Yeah, he's
sometimes.
like a
They'll put him
Taysom
in the-
Hill
in the
damn
slot.
near.
Yeah, they'll put he returns our kicks.
He's literally one
You
of the
work
best.
for the Bears, right, Cody?
Do what?
You work for him?
He looks like the coach.
He
you know?
really does.
Right.
He's like, call me.
He said, I'm the defensive
guys."
line coach. You know,
You're looking for some talent.
get
He's
him.
networking.
I'm pretty sure you have these hats. I've seen you wear one at least, but the fucking like
Oh,
open top,
yeah,
like, golfer
the fucking
hats
visor,
or
got
whatever.
the visor, yeah.
I know you do.
He said,
Bears
goddamn
one? Oh,
right.
yeah.
I was gonna say, look, he's
I want
got
to
it.
have 2 of them. You have a white
One
one
for
and a
front,
black
one for back.
Yeah.
Double billed.
I used to always put them upside down, 2 of them on my head.
That's understandable.
Nelly.
That's understandable.
I just got done watching that Aaron Hernandez documentary. Finally,
I haven't seen
was
that
like,
yet.
Yeah,
pretty crazy.
It's crazy.
it's just
That's
like,
a good one.
what?
I actually, cards, like card selling and buying right now is huge. A lot of people's been talking about it. But after the documentary came out on that, like all his cards, like I actually had one of his rookie cards that I didn't think of selling, but I remember at that time when that came out and his card stock went crazy. Like everybody was buying his stuff.
It's crazy.
I want that card.
He's like, yeah, but it is crazy though. Like what they said in the documentary. I'm not ruining anything, but he literally murdered 2 people and played a full season of professional football without anybody
Went to
ever
the Super
knowing.
Bowl?
Yeah.
Played in the Super Bowl and everything.
God damn.
It's like
He literally just
I need to
said,
watch
I'm not
this.
going to forget it, or I'm not going to think about that. I'm just going to be
like that's
really
on the
good at
back of his
football.
mind the whole time.
Finally, I got the touchdown.
Oh, I got to remember
I just watched
that
the Tiger
fucking-
Woods documentary on
Not even worried
HBO.
about shit.
Really?
haven't
It was
seen
pretty
that
damn
either.
good. It was
What
like
is
two Tiger Woods.
Oh, I need to watch
HBO.
that.
It was
Yeah, I need
good.
to watch that.
It was
The
pretty.
old
I've never.
Tiger.
I grew up like he was already good. I never
Yeah.
grew up
Oh,
like
yeah.
when he like became like, oh, this is the man.
That
like, this
fucking
is,
goat.
like by the time like we were of age to watch golf, I guess like know what's going on.
You got to be 21 to watch golf.
Well, like the
Crazy shit
scandal
going
scandal
on.
happened when we were in like 7th grade.
Yeah.
So like
What was that
Okay.
again? Remind me.
he had like 4 different mistresses.
Well,
Yeah.
that motherfucker's
Well,
making money.
$80 million a year he was making in sponsors and golf tournaments.
yeah.
Gee, that's a shit.
And
ton of
then
money.
What would you
what
do
was
with
the
that?
most recent scandal that like Nike dropped him and everything?
Oh,
like,
when they showed that when he got arrested for
beating.
Uh,
was he beating
no,
his wife, or-
he's been divorced for a while, but he got pulled over because he was all fucked up on pain pills and sleeping pills because he
Sometimes
had
you
back
gotta-
surgery and everything.
Did you see that?
Well, how is he gonna get
ACL
around?
and shit.
Mugshots.
Yeah.
I know, but that was a
Not
big
like
thing
mugshots,
for him
but
when
it-
Nike dropped him as a sponsor. Like that was a huge
Yeah, that's a lot of
deal.
money. Wheaties. and
Yeah, he
fucking-
made so much money off a Nike sponsor. Like he had his own set of like there was a Nike the brand, but Nike also had their own set of stuff
They
just
go into
for
like
Tiger Woods.
how he brought in the African American culture into golf, because it
yeah.
was like
Completely.
more of like a rich white man sport. They said.
For
So
sure,
he, like
for
his
sure.
dad was like adamant about like, okay, this is the man that's gonna bring in
About to come here.
the
fuck
change
the
in
game
the
up.
golf. Like,
Literally.
his dad was
And
crazy,
then went and they
man.
got all their daughters.
Did they talk about on the documentary about like I've seen a few shorter videos for sure, but about how some of these courses they play on are just like absolutely remarkable. Like, have you guys ever
He
seen
said some of
these
the
courses?
shots he was making.
I know.
Oh my god!
Like,
man,
dude,
he's
I've
so
seen.
fucking
The
good.
videos I was watching was like, there's like, I mean, don't take this too literal, but like legit, like small mountains in the middle of the course that you got to go around and shit. Like, some of these courses that the PGA
A
puts
small
you
mountain
on,
would be a hill, would it not?
I guess a mound is a mound or whatever. But like, I don't know, it's crazy.
Pull up some of this.
Tiger
Yeah.
Woods best.
I remember my brother Chuck. I don't know if you guys knew this at all, but Chuck's always been really good at golf, and that's his passion. To be honest with you,
I think I remember that. Like,
yeah,
would always
he
go
was like
out
one of the
and
best
fucking
on
play.
his team in high school and everything. Like that was what he did. That was Chuck's sport.
I remember all his PGA Tour
Yeah,
games.
yeah.
The games that he had.
On PlayStation
Golf
and
games are
shit.
fun as shit, bro. Like
Yeah.
at the bar when you got like 3 beers
Oh,
in you.
yeah, that is fun.
Oh,
Dude,
that
that is
rolls.
Dude,
so
the,
fun.
the Oculus.
Shout
bro,
out,
I was
Bill.
addicted to that for like a whole weekend to fuck my back up.
Dude,
'cause
Oh,
I was
he's
playing
over here
it so
just
much.
straining
Yeah,
his back.
no, for real, because like especially on that
It's
top,
addicting.
Gotta
like,
have
it's fun,
form.
that
yeah.
that top golf one where like
You're
they got
driving
that.
them, man.
Yeah, they got the really far one. I think it's like 300 something meters is the farthest like target you can hit. Dude, I'm just in my room getting mad at myself. Like I'm gonna hit the 300 meters. Like I'm fucking
I'm getting like
swinging,
280,
dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've got like 289.
that's
the farthest
yeah.
I've
That's
gone,
I think that's
motherfucker.
literally what I
Yeah,
got.
I got some friends who are pretty good at golf, and it's just like, man, I tried it.
I've got friends at work that are good.
Goodness, it's like
My
I
short
play.
game's pretty good.
I hit it. Been a putt
Yeah.
city for
That-
3 years now.
I can chip it onto the
Which
green.
PJ was he on where he's like doing this fucking he's got
He has
a
a bunch of different
classic
games.
That,
celebration.
yeah, that
He does that.
the Nike sign.
Yeah.
One of my favorite scenes is Happy Gilmore.
I was just watching that. I was just watching that. Yeah,
I was watching just a clip of it, and I was just cracking up. Bob Barker, he's
Bob
like
Barker's
straight
doing
jab, bro. Like,
I think Happy Gilmore, the anniversary of that movie was just like 2 or 3 days ago. It turned
Yeah.
like 25 years old or something,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
That movie's older than I think all of us, right?
96.
Can Tiger fight? Like that's the real question.
not like Bob Barker.
Well, ask his wives, I guess.
I guess he got caught because he invited one of the women to Australia, the Australia Open, and TMZ knew she was flying there.
Well, duh, they're on top of everything.
Yeah.
This bitch ain't gonna keep her mouth shut. Where you going? Oh, I'm gonna go hang out with
Did you see that?
Tiger Woods. There it is, right
it's
there.
a pretty good documentary. It's a 2-parter, hour and a half each episode.
damn.
It's pretty good. I've been still watching Sopranos. That's fucking good too.
Yeah, I've been getting a little
So
bit further,
good.
but I haven't got to third season yet.
It's
The
like weird because it's
goddamn
older because it's
Sopranos.
in the middle of like the 2000s. So like
It's just weird, like
it's
enough.
like kind of remembering shit like 9/11 happened.
Because it was like before, like phones were super
so
super
no one's
popping,
on
and it was like
phones,
people
yeah.
are like having their conversation and still like, and
Yeah.
it's so weird whenever you watch that show because something about it is like in the background, like some people have their what are the actors, the extras in the
Yeah.
background, but for some reason in this show. They'll have the camera like faced on the normal main actors having a
It is
conversation.
weird how they do the cinematic shit in this show. It is
You'll see,
And then
you'll
they'll
see
fade
in the-
out, and
well,
then you'll see shit in the background.
Well, you'll see like
Little
guys-
details.
two main guys talking, and then in the back, some girl's getting some luggage out of her trunk or something, getting it like it's real elaborate.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, this chick's about to be in this scene. You know what I mean? Like she's about to come walking,
Like
but she just
foreshadowing.
walks up out of the scene, and then these guys are still going on with the conversation. It
And
keeps
you're
on
like, what
talking.
the
It just kind of
fuck?
caught my eye a little bit. It's just like it's got a real life.
Look,
It's really good
Jeez,
show. For
man.
how old the
Perspective.
show it is, it's good. I like it.
You know
It's a great
those
show.
shows that look more real, like
Breaking Bad is probably one of the best shows I've ever seen.
like
in terms
more
of that.
real, or like when
Yeah.
you're tripping and you watch something and you see the like facade, like you see it actually in the
Dexter.
filming, fucking like
good.
like you're on set.
Mhm.
You know what I'm
No,
saying?
yeah, no. It's a little bit like what's the soap operas and shit. You know what I mean? Like Days
okay.
of Our Lives.
Yeah.
You know how
Yeah.
that
My
goes? It's
mom used to
like,
watch that shit all the
something's
time.
weird.
Yeah.
Every
Mine
day.
too. Yeah.
Who
Every
all is
day.
an actor in this?
Yeah,
I feel
everyone.
like you get the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I feel like is that.
That's
like, sometimes,
exactly
like,
what I'm
sometimes
talking
it's
about.
Let's get
Yeah.
Bob Barker to punch me.
Dude,
when
I
watch
went
it.
to the theaters and watched it, and like after, I was just like,
What?
"What the fuck did I just
Dude,
watch the
it's
last
crazy.
2 hours?" I was just like, "What the
Tarantino's a
hell?"
great- That guy.
He said that,
Then
man.
I went back and like
He's so
thought
weird.
about it and just like was like, "Damn." I didn't realize it was based on like a true thing, like a true story.
Yeah,
at
they
first.
like
and
rewrote
then-
history.
He said
After-
that's a great
I looked it
idea.
up and I was
Tito
like,
or
damn.
Tito or
No
something.
spoilers.
Fucking through him.
You still gotta watch it. It's
I was
good.
gonna say,
I can't
you'll
say
like
that.
it.
Dude.
Behind.
I was gonna
You know
watch
the
I
it.
didn't
Charles-
know it was a spoiler.
You know,
Damn.
the Charles Manson story, right? Everything,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
the murders and everything. So it kind of follows along that.
Kinda,
But
yeah.
it gives you a really good like perspective
Yeah.
of it all. Like, it's
And I
not,
love the aspects of all the cars and
Oh,
downtown
yes.
LA. That's in the '60s, and
Yeah.
they go to the Playboy Mansion in the '60s, and music and everything. I just love that.
I never understood
time.
how do they do that? Like they make like whole entire cities
Yeah, like
transform
the whole
from like
highway, and
2020, 2021 to like the 1960s.
That damn CGI.
Like the entire
yeah,
city,
yeah,
like-
they
yeah.
got that
They had to rent
crazy-
out. They had to rent out the whatever the main highway in LA is, the 101 or
Yeah.
whatever, so they can make like a bunch of '60s cars, so they can make a shot of
I was
them,
gonna
like
say,
pulling off
really,
the highway. And
some
everything.
some movies do the CGI for sure, but there is a lot of movies and like even like The Walking Dead was the first one that came to my mind, but like the intro
Oh,
song,
Atlanta.
like, yeah,
right?
and where
The
like
Walking Dead.
they
They used to be a fucking
people
good show.
I got
It used to
people
be
literally
They use real life for
Yeah,
that
they, like,
apocalyptic.
they'll rent out-
apocalyptic- yes.
like you said, they'll literally buy out of a street like these movie people will, and
Dude,
like everybody's got to.
It's where like the Dark Knight's in Chicago,
Yeah.
Pittsburgh.
Look,
when we went to DC, they did it. Transformers.
Oh yeah, they were
was
filming
on the set over
Transformers.
there.
Yeah.
Really?
you brought up Walking
That's cool.
Dead, and we've been talking about perspective. you're never dying as a zombie. What is your perspective? What are you thinking about as a zombie?
What kind of zombie are you, though?
I was gonna say.
There's the ones that are just never ending, or they're the ones that are
World War
goddamn
Z.
fucking quick and like they damn near talking to you and shit. What is that? What are they? Have you completely
You have like the rabies ones off of fucking
What's the
I Am Legend.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, that's the one I was.
Do they
talking
have
about.
any type of fucking
You hear
like
sounds
thoughts?
and shit, and they're like automatically like
turns instinct, or do they?
like just pissed off?
Do you get a day
Why?
off? Do you get a day
Some of
off
them
as
are
a
dumb.
zombie?
Chill and talk about it.
Last of Us, those
Jaws.
zombies are crazy.
Oh,
The
yeah.
fucking clickers.
Yeah.
Clickers. Whoa.
Yeah, that's
hey, well, I'm
Yeah.
about to fight you.
ASMR.
I don't like the clickers.
Which one is the White Walkers? What they call
That's
White
on
Walkers?
Game of Thrones.
Is
those
that?
are zombies, yeah. Those
Okay.
are zombies pretty much, dude.
All right.
There's a class for every zombie.
Those are like mythical possessed zombies, I think.
Oh, okay.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
be one of them.
He said that sounds
But
actually
like
like
they
a
kill
great
the leader
time.
and then all the rest of them die. I don't know. Does that make sense?
Wait.
No, I don't think so. He's second guessing
Damn
himself
it.
now.
I have a confession. I feel like I say that sometimes. Have
Wait,
you guys
what?
ever played the game? What is it? Dungeons and Dragons, D&D.
No, I know.
That's the
I
confession
never
he had.
have.
I got
played
tricked into playing
I
it.
played
Yeah.
it.
I got tricked
How
into
was it?
playing
I
it.
could have
It was
guessed.
fun.
I've never played it.
It was fun.
It's
I mean,
super confusing, though.
It was fun because like it was with like an improv thing, so it
Yeah.
was like we got to be able to like act out our characters
Oh,
even with the
yeah.
ads
Get
practice
into it.
format.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah,
it
that
was
makes
like,
sense.
I
Like
am
an acting
Rogar.
I just watched the Lord of the Rings trilogy last week and the week before that. Like,
Oh.
kind of guess into that. Like,
I fall asleep every single time I try to watch
dude,
it.
watch
I think
watch
that's
the
the
second
point.
one, Twin Towers, the battle
Yeah.
at the end, so fucking good.
I'm into it, and then I always doze off. But that's just me.
Yeah.
And I
There's
like
some parts that are
Dude,
like,
all the Lord of the Ring battles are so, I mean, just so gorgeous.
I love the music.
Yeah.
The badass video game I remember playing.
Yeah, back in the day.
At least, if you don't watch the Lord of the Rings, just at least watch
Oh,
the Hobbits.
they have
The
another
Hobbits
game.
are
I
really
want to. I
nice.
need to sit down.
I've
and
never
watch
seen the Hobbit series. What's the
What?
game called? Shadow of Mordor? No, I've
Yeah,
never seen
it
the
is.
Hobbit
Yeah,
series.
Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah, I
Oh,
have
yeah.
it now.
It's kind of like Assassin's Creed, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, it's the same mechanics as Assassin's Creed, but it's really cool. The story matches
Shadow
it.
of War. That's the second one. I
Shadow
never
of
played
Yeah,
that.
I
Shadow
haven't
Mordor.
played that one.
Did you ever try my Resident Evil 4?
Yeah, I've been
Dude,
playing
that's
it.
it's one of my
so
favorite
much
games of all
harder
time. Yeah,
than the
the
one
story's really good.
Yeah,
though.
yeah, for sure.
It's harder. You gotta conserve your ammo and everything.
Cody, what kind of games you be playing, man?
I'm a Call of Duty guy, honestly.
Yeah, and he'll beat all of you guys in UFC no matter
Yeah.
what. I swear to God.
Jared's pretty good.
I've
at
actually-
it.
yeah,
Did you pay him to say that?
No, he didn't.
I swear to
No.
God.
yeah. I like Call of Duty and UFC. Those
So
are
what?
like
The
main
new
two
one's what?
games.
4 or 5?
Yeah,
Yeah.
4.
I saw it 4. It says
It's
it's gonna have like a
difficult, isn't
mode
it?
where
It's
so
a lot
difficult.
more like realistic than 3. You can do a lot more stuff.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like.
You definitely, it's worth learning though, and it's just like I was frustrated in the beginning.
I saw
That's
it
what- that's what Dylan
said if your fighter pays low enough, you have to get like a second job, and you have to play like mini games to
Yeah.
pay for
What
like.
the fuck?
That's how realistic
I've
it
seen
is.
that.
I haven't seen that yet.
See, I didn't really. I played a little bit of the
Flipping
career
these
part,
burgers.
Yeah.
but that was
Drinking.
just to mainly like learn the mechanics of
Yeah,
the
that
game,
makes
like
sense.
how to block everything, how to
Oh,
actually
you played
like,
the career.
just a little bit, like it's just
make
to, like
your dude?
mainly. I made
I
a
always
dude.
make him just like me. I had the
Really?
tattoos and everything, right? I try to go just like
Mine's the complete opposite. My dude's got a super long, like
wild.
ponytail, like dreads almost, like cornrows into like a super long ponytail. Super big fat dude.
Hell yeah,
Hey, bro.
Looks
I
like me,
was
but like,
dude, like, what?
not quite.
bro! Get that
Not
heavy,
exactly.
that heavyweight class. You just sitting there throwing haymakers and.
And my
using
dude's got a big
poison
old beer
strikes.
belly too,
Yeah.
so it's like he doesn't look like he belongs in the UFC.
He doesn't
whatsoever.
look like it at all.
But there's some of those guys that just look like they
Dads.
don't work. Or yeah, they don't even
Just
look like
normal
they're
old
out.
guys.
DC.
You'd meet him at the bar.
You move the bar and you're like,
DC's
this guy's
He's
nuts.
he's ran his tab up way too high.
He's hella
Needs to
still,
get the
bro.
fuck out of here before he gets arrested.
You're a big Khabib fan, right? Aren't you, Cody?
You better
mean, I
say
like
that on the
him.
microphone. He's listening.
I am a Khabib fan. just because he is like the fucking
Unstoppable.
best in the game
Dude.
right now. Like, yeah,
Literally, I mean, I feel like he's the. I mean, right now because
He's
he's
that guy.
unmatched. Man, he's unmatched,
literally.
and it doesn't even. And I think like, I wonder at some point what the skill like if you're at your skill level like same reason why
GSP.
not GSP
John John.
come on Vince.
Give me some.
You gotta
gotta give us
Henry
some context.
Cajudo. Henry
Yeah.
Cajudo.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know how Triple C just left? Like he's like, you won't be seeing my face anymore.
Yeah.
He's sitting there flexing and shit.
Yeah.
He's like, he doesn't have any more like competition, and I don't know if it like has the flavor anymore or something.
I feel like it would just get boring
no doubt.
being able to just beat everyone's ass.
I just did it. Like you don't. Only sometimes I play the video game twice.
Yeah, but
And I'm not.
Sometimes
real
I try to
mad.
go back and play them, and I get through like the first part. I'm like, fuck. I've already played
This
this.
is why I
need to
stopped.
get-
I'm
yeah,
better than that.
I've already beat it. I need to go. I need to play something else.
But we were talking about like Khabib and Henry Cajudo. You know how they're just like at the top doing their thing. And
did you guys know that Henry? He was like he's a gold medal winner, right? Like,
3 times that
yeah,
too,
yeah.
right? Or doesn't he have
No,
3?
one, and then he won 125 and 135.
Yeah.
That's why he calls himself Triple C.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm about to load up the Halo, boys.
But then he was champ.
710.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ready for a Halo 710?
Yeah, but before we go, I wanted to bring up, like you were saying, like the competition for like Triple C and some of these people that leave and say they don't have anything else.
Right.
Well, it's like I do agree with that. I see that perspective for sure, and I can understand that. But like, you know, you bring up fighters like Max Holloway, which he's been a champ before. We know that. But if you look at some of these people, and that was just the first that came to my mind, but like they're all the people they've fought, not even necessarily just all the people they've beaten, but if you look at like Max Holloway and the people he's fought, like you would think looking at his fighting career, you'd be like, dude, he's fought like everybody. Like he's beat and fought like all these greats. He's like, what else is left for him? But you still see him out there,
No
like
doubt.
just
Coming up, popping up.
Yeah.
New.
Passion.
like it depends on who
Dude,
the fighter
Habib
is.
just dominated everybody though.
No doubt.
Yeah.
You
No.
think you think that's maybe because he's not a champ anymore?
Still
Like
hungry.
you know, he was the champ, but he got beat. So
Kinda
now
get it
he's
taken
still
away.
he's still
Yeah.
trying
Yeah.
to get back to that level.
Yeah.
Like whereas
Yeah.
Khabib's like he's the champ,
just
but like
did it.
nobody's taking it from him.
Yeah, but what
He's
about
like,
John
"Go get it
Jones?"
back."
Well,
He's
it's
got
like,
more challenges now though at heavyweight. I
Yeah,
feel
he
like.
does.
And then
Uh,
he's waiting on Izzy to come up. Like, okay, once Izzy comes up to
wanna
light
see that.
heavyweight,
It'll happen.
Yeah,
heavyweight.
hell yeah. That's what we do.
Oh yeah.
I think it's going to happen.
You brought up
Why not?
GSP, and GSP was talking
Yeah.
about Kamaru Usman, who is another person who you're like, who the fuck next? Like,
Yeah.
who's going to be next? But GSP is like, you know, honestly, at this point in my career, kind of done everything I wanted to do.
Yeah,
I don't
let him
see
have his
anybody. Yeah, let him be the champion. I
As
don't
in,
see
you should
anybody
basically
willing to
vacate
make
the
me-
title. Like,
Well,
Once
GSP's
he
just not
beat
interested,
Bisping, that was like the cherry on top for his
Yeah.
career already. He was already the GOAT, but then he beat Bisping at 85.
Michael Bisping.
let
I
these
love being
people
Michael
move
Bisping
on,
the
man.
game, dude.
Yeah, but there's also the aspect of, you
Just,
know,
like, walking
you've-
away respectfully before it's taken.
Khabib, this is my example. It's like, which almost all the people we've been naming as good examples, but like you reach that top level. There's nobody beating you. You've proved all these people wrong, whatever you want to say. But when you get to that level, now you have the aspect of all these other people are calling you out saying they want to fight you. So like there's a different level. Like when you're not the champion, you can't
Yeah.
just call out people and get the same amount of level of, you know, fame from it. Like when you're at the top and there's all these people below you trying to get to your spot, that should be enough fire in you to be like, whoa, that's not going to happen. Like, fuck you.
Like,
But
is it
I
to
do-
pass the torch or to kind of just bow down gracefully and pass the torch? Like,
It's a lot of
you know,
responsibility to be the champion, though, too.
Yeah.
I feel like.
And what
like
is
once
he
you-
like? Is he 30 now?
GSP?
The
Khabib.
29 or 30, yeah.
I
Vince,
think it's 30.
You made a
32.
great point. Why
32.
does GSP have hair?
That picture is scary.
What do you mean,
what?
why does he have hair?
Why does he have hair? He's been bald this whole time.
He has hair now?
He's
Yeah,
got
it's
blonde,
weird.
long blonde hair.
I'll show you.
He had to
All right,
fucking buy it.
710 break.
He looks Gosh, he looks like
He does look
Ivan Drago.
He had to buy the
I didn't know
hair.
he had hair.
I didn't know he had hair
He
either.
literally
dude.
looks like Bart Simpson.
I'm about to look at a picture. Hold on.
Yeah, everything I've seen on like Instagram of him, he has no hair.
No hair?
Of
No
GSP,
hair?
Dude, he has like a weird
He's
mohawk
has,
thing.
I think it's for a movie though, right? Or no?
Yeah, he's gonna be in a Black Widow, I think.
no way.
He was already in one of them.
That's-
And he
I think,
fought
or no, maybe
Captain
not Black
America.
Widow. He might be in
This guy?
He might be in
Is
Falcon.
that this guy?
Yeah, look at his hair is like
There's Brown right there.
There it is.
He looks like a Corbin Sanders damn near. Not
There.
with, not with that.
Who's that
Oh,
news
Bradley
guy?
Cooper. Or not Bradley Cooper.
Not-
what's- they were-
I know who you're talking about. It's something Cooper,
Stanley
right?
Cooper? Wait, what's his name?
Him on the left. I don't know who that is. He's like a news guy.
He's
a
on
news
he used to be
person.
on CNN.
Yeah.
Check. Hey, Vince, could you turn my mic down just a little bit? Not a lot, just a little bit. That was too much right there. Thank you, brother.
All right, so you're still living at your grandma's house, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's
Yep.
that's where I remember a lot of our times being together was at your grandma's house. But
Yeah.
what I wanted to ask you about was your grandpa
Yes, sir.
just got the new RV.
Yep.
How was that,
Months ago.
dude? You showed me a
Um,
picture of it, and he's got like I'm pretty sure it's like brand new.
It's a 20. I believe it's a 2019 or 2020.
Have you got?
Right
Have they
on.
went anywhere yet?
Yeah, they took it to Holiday World, and then they took it to Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
Oh, God.
That's nice.
They just parked it somewhere like at a campground, like up in the mountains.
You guys got any plans for it in the future? Like you going with him or anything?
He wants to take a trip to the Grand Canyon.
That would
He
be
also wants to take one to Mount Rushmore.
both would be.
And I want to go
amazing.
see both, so probably gonna go.
I just knew it was super nice. And I always loved your grandma, so I thought I'd
Mhm.
ask about him.
Yep. It's super nice. They had to actually just had to move it because somebody complained about it being parked in the driveway, even though it wasn't in the road.
Was
or
it that
anything.
Whitestown cop down the road?
No, I don't
making
think
the
so because he
calls,
moved. He
He
moved
did?
a while back.
Okay.
Yeah.
They complained about it being in their driveway?
No, it was in our drive. Like in our driveway,
Their own
we
driveway,
moved our
yeah.
own cars, like rearranged them so we could park it in the driveway, so it wasn't in the road or anything. And someone still.
Well, they can't do anything about that if it's in your own driveway.
I guess it's.
I'm trying to
too
find
big.
where
it has
the
to be in
complaint-
the enclosure. It has to be like roofed in or something. I don't know.
Oh, yeah,
Some
okay.
Yeah,
Fuck
that's
these
gonna be
people.
even.
That's how it is in my neighborhood. This neighborhood too. Probably.
Mhm.
Well, screw them. But you said also at the beginning of the podcast that you worked at like not a daycare, is it?
Yeah, it's
It's a
daycare.
daycare?
Yeah.
How do you like that, man? I've always wondered. I've seen you work there, and like, I'm not saying it's not a typical job or
Yeah.
whatever, but like, out of all of our friends and stuff, you know, we were doing this and this and that, and it's
Yeah.
like, well, you don't see a lot of people doing the job you do, man. How's dealing with kids every day?
It has its days. It's stressful some days. Other days it's like, yeah, I like going to work. I usually like going to work just because it's not the same thing every day. Like sometimes some kids aren't there. Sometimes there's more kids there. Sometimes like certain kids want to act different. You know what I mean? Sometimes the good kids want to act bad.
Act
Sometimes
right.
the bad kids want to act good. So it's all about how they're feeling, I guess. They kind of dictate how my day's gonna go in a way.
Well, I also remember, and we don't have to get deep into this, but didn't you say that there was like a presentation done there with some cops and like dogs, and the
Yeah.
dog actually ended up like freaking out or something?
Yeah,
And
so
tell us that story,
I
please.
think I want to say it was last year. They've been doing it. They've done it the past 3 years that I've been there. They bring a drug dog, and they do the whole presentation and have them search like suitcases. Pretty much teach the kids about drugs are bad.
Yeah, the
typical.
deal. Yeah.
And
There.
they do a whole presentation, and sometimes they bring an attack dog, I guess, the ones that actually go and bite people, and they do like
Oh,
the whole. They
perfect.
bring the sleeve and everything, and
For little kids, it's great.
they do the presentation, and they let the dude like.
It's probably like a scared
Come bite
straight tactic. Like,
It's. I mean, the
fuck
kids
up
think
and
it's
this is
cool.
what's gonna
You're
happen.
gonna get
The kids
hit
think it's
by
cool
a-
as fuck.
yeah.
The kids are like, yeah, like they're biting. The kids are like, yeah.
Fuck
And,
them up.
But last year they didn't have the sleeve for the dude, so they just put the muzzle on the dog, and they basically were trying to teach him that like the dog can jump fences and still like keep going, basically. And so they had a cop stay on one side of the fence, and they had the other cop stay on the other with the dog, and they let him go, and the dog jumps the fence and jumps on the cop, and, like pretty much tackles him. And the muzzle comes off the dog.
Oh, shit.
And the cop, like, he's like, ah! And the cop, like, the other cop's on the other side of the fence, so he's like...
He thinks it's just acting?
Do anything. And the other cop's like, the muzzle came off, and, like, you see the muzzle just kind of, like, fly away.
Oh,
and the cop's just, like, trying to, like, wrestle with the dog, and the other cop's, like, trying to jump this fence to get to the dog and pull him off, and he, like, gets stuck. And so the kids are just standing there like, oh shit, like, they like don't know what to think. They're kind of just like not freaking out, but they're just like, oh my god,
they're
like,
a little
all kind of
concerned.
just like standing there with their mouths open, just like, what the fuck's going on? And so basically the other cop gets over there, pulls the dog off, and the one cop that got like attacked, basically like his sweatshirt was all ripped up, his pants had like a hole in them right on like his thigh.
Bye.
Yeah, he got pretty messed up, and
I bet those cops got yelled at. Like, I bet they got some shit for that.
What's
I
up
mean,
with-
the kids
Not that
like,
it was completely their fault, but
the kids weren't really like freaking out about it. Like they were like, I mean, they understood like the dog's dangerous. That's what it does.
Yeah.
So like the kids I deal with, they're more older. They kind of understand that. So they weren't
cool, yeah. Like
They were like, I mean, like that's pretty cool. You know, like it's like watching cops in real life. Like, yeah, that's pretty cool.
I used to love watching cops as a kid.
Right?
Like, I was just enamored with it.
that's another thing I wanted to ask too. Was like, you know, we said it was a daycare, obviously, but and you just now said that you deal with the older ones. But like, what is the age range that you kind of deal with?
Me personally, I usually just deal with they call them the school agers because they're all the kids that are in elementary school, so like 6 to 12 ish.
Oh, right on.
So like we do like a summer camp thing where like they come there and like I'm there all day and we go on field trips, do stuff like that. It's pretty like it's fun. I have a lot of fun with them just because like I can actually talk.
We've
to them,
talked.
conversate with them.
We've talked a lot about like how we think of technology is kind of like changing, kind of like a evolution type of deal with, you know,
Kids.
with kids, how they're, you know, basically born with a phone or a
Most
tablet in their
definitely.
hands.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know if you get to see that a lot there, but like, what are your thoughts on like, are kids acting different?
Yes.
You know,
You
like
just saw my
it's
kids when you came
horrible.
in. They were both on their tablets.
Yeah. It's and like it's good and bad. Like
they do their TikTok dances and everything,
All
don't
the
they?
time.
Yeah,
All
like
the
that's
time.
their
My
life.
wife, me and Haley were just talking about Max. Like he knows all kinds of stuff from just watching YouTube. I guess
Yeah.
like he'll talk
Exactly.
to us about like different like facts about space and the ocean and stuff like that.
and like that's cool.
How did you know that?
Like that's cool.
That's
like
a
I
good
have parents
sign.
tell me that.
Yeah.
And
That's
I'm
a
like,
good
damn
sign,
it. Like
yeah.
we had like a 3-year-old in our daycare that like he would watch YouTube Kids and he like knew all the planets in the solar system. He knew like you could ask him like what's the planet with the rings? He would tell you Saturn. Like what's the biggest planet? He would tell you like he knew everything. He would like
Jupiter.
he was 3 years old and I was just like, what the hell? bro?
Yeah.
Like,
That's fucking
Like I
crazy,
didn't watch that
bro.
until I was like 9 or
Right?
10.
Hell no, I wouldn't even know what that means.
But then you have like the bad side of that, where the kids are seeing, you know, the inappropriate stuff they shouldn't be seeing when they're 8 years old.
Yeesh.
Like, what are you watching? Like, get off that.
Yeah, what the
Like,
And like,
fuck?
Yeah.
it's
Like,
wild
that should not be
because,
on
like,
YouTube Kids.
It's
Like,
just-
No.
Right.
Sometimes you can get off
gets
YouTube
through
Kids on
gets
accident.
through the firewall and stuff like that.
It's just wild because, like, I remember, like, when we were kids, like, I actually went to that daycare that I work at now when I was a kid. And
Okay.
so
Right on.
I went there as a kid, and, like, I remember, like, when we would go outside, like, we were all super pumped, like, oh, we're going out to the playground, like, I don't want to come inside type of thing, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like,
Mhm.
we had to
Outside
come in
was
for
like our
lunch, and we're
life.
like, oh, damn, really?
Yeah,
can we
shit.
lunch outside so we can keep playing? Like, these kids, I'm like, all right, we're going to go outside, and half of them are like, oh, no.
Yeah.
I want to play on my
that's
iPad or
crazy.
something. I'm like, no. Like,
That's crazy.
I'm like, we're going outside. We're going to play basketball. I'm
Or
like, we'll go
jump.
outside, and they'll just stand there, and they're like, there's nothing to do.
Yeah, that
I'm
is
like,
crazy.
you got about 20 friends all
Uh-huh.
around you.
You can do
A bunch of
everything.
playground equipment, some basketballs, some footballs.
We talked
some
about this
scooters,
too.
like- I'm like, what else do you want, man?
Uh-huh.
Like, they're like, well, can we go inside, watch a movie? I'm like, no.
And now they can't even have recess. They can't even have recess. They don't even get to enjoy recess. It's gonna be
what? Because of COVID? Is that
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, can't
do
be
they
in
get
too
that?
big of groups
I think
type
they
deal.
do.
I think they
do.
still do.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, okay.
Well, you know,
And
we've
they all
talked
have to wear
about
their
this
masks, though.
before
Okay.
too. Is like you don't, this stands out to me just because I rode my bike everywhere. Like that was like my transportation back in the day, and you don't see any kids riding bikes or like doing that type of stuff anymore. Like
Dude, we ran around town.
Yeah,
all
like,
the time.
just
that was
walking.
what we.
Hit the railroad tracks.
Yeah.
You'll make it there.
You can have airsoft wars in this neighborhood.
Yeah.
Over there, like
Oh,
we'd be
yeah.
running through people's backyards shooting each other with airsoft guns.
Sometimes
Like
a
10 years
BB
old,
gun.
dude.
Or it even goes back. It goes
Yeah.
into the house too, though. It's like I mean, obviously, a
I
lot
got
of
hit in the eye
kids
one time.
still enjoy toys. I know
No.
that,
Yeah.
but like
Zach did right before picture day.
a kid would
By
much rather
Yeah, by Anthony.
have a tablet or a phone other than playing with Hot Wheels
no.
or
Exactly.
or whatever
Barbie.
else.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? And I mean, I get it because times are changing, but it's just wild that how it affects kids that much. Like,
That's why we asked because we knew you dealt with kids. So
There,
we wanted a
are
little
there
bit
are there a bunch of kids on like
perspective.
ADHD medicine?
not really. No, I mean,
Just like the South Park episode where everybody gets Ritalin.
Yeah.
so, I mean, they're all I mean, they're kids. They're hyper. You know what I mean? They're all. They have their days where they're,
On the
in a bad
fucking
mood
wall.
or some. You know what I mean? They're gonna be super hyper. You have those days, but they're all a good bunch of kids. Like, I love working with them. They're all pretty nice, pretty polite.
It's
you know what I
crazy
mean?
how much you can learn from kids.
Exactly.
You know, like just because of they almost resemble us because or I guess we resemble them at the same time. But like in today's society, kind of like I mean, we're not exactly sure on everything we do. I guess now we have experience, but in the same time, it's like we sometimes react as if we did, when we were a child. How we how we were like brought up. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we sometimes some experiences in our life we revert back to different ways that we have when we were growing
Yeah.
up, and I don't know to kind of like I feel like it's like humbling yourself, like and thinking like, I was that age one time, and it was hard for me to understand.
I try to think like back to where like I talked to you guys about like how I try to look at how I'm raising Max, like how I was raised, like I'm giving him stuff that I didn't get when I was a kid, like but I'm expecting him to feel the same grateful, I guess, as I did, but he can't feel grateful because there's nothing to compare it to. Like I am comparing it to like okay,
Yeah.
I can see that he has it way better than I did, but like the way he
doesn't
has
know
it now, yeah, it's just like a baseline to where he doesn't know. He can't understand like what I came from,
right,
so I
right.
can't expect him to feel.
Yeah, and
I
that's
guess that way.
that's almost even me with my dad. Like it's kind of like I didn't go through the things that he went through, and he kind of like, and he like even kind of told me, is like the choices maybe that he wants for me or something I may not want to make, because like I went through a different route. So it's just kind of like our own journey kind of deal. And it's like, I believe we talked about before being that person to be able to reach out to or something, or having a group, or having some, or just not a group, but just having like a good, strong trust.
A tribe, kind of
Or
thing.
just like people you trust, like
yeah,
what I mean,
like a support group, kind of, I guess.
or like how we had like football. Anyways, that's one way we all had a good
To
support.
bond and
You know
stuff.
what I mean? And,
Caesar said apes together.
"Yeah,
Strong.
apes together." Right.
Ape no fight ape.
I think the coolest part about my job is just like I've been there for it'll be 3 years in May, and like just to see the kids kind of like grow up, I guess, like because like I remember my teachers from daycare when I went there, like when I was I still remember 90% of them, like if not all of them.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, like they spend all their time in the morning until they go to school, and then after school they come back and they spend a few hours.
See
like,
your
there.
teachers more than you see like your family.
So, like, yeah, they're there for like, and during the summertime, like some of them get dropped off at 6, 7 a.m. and they're there till 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So like they're there for 10 hours a day. You know what I mean? Like they're there for a long time. So
Tell you what,
Just
I
being
was
able
getting
to,
burnt out at that time.
Dude,
About tired of that shit, man.
it's just cool. It's honestly it's really cool just because, like, the kids that were 3 or 4 years old when I started working there, they were like, you know, were just learning how to talk, just learning their ABCs and shit like that. Like, now they're in my class and, like, they're learning math and, like, they're in grade school now.
And you're helping them, and you're, you know, a guide to them. There's someone that they can come to, and, you know, and it's like, it's cool that can be your role, to where, you know, it's like you can set someone straight almost, you know what
Exactly.
I mean?
And, like, some of the kids that, like, maybe don't have that, like, if some of the kids, like, at home don't have that, you know what I mean? Like, it's a place where they come and they have, like, a kind of safe space to, like, just hang out with their friends and, like, play. And,
it's awesome.
Not have to worry about shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We all know that, you know, feeling kind of what you're saying. I know you're not related to any of those kids or whatever, but my example, or most of ours, would just be, you know, Logan and Vince have kids of their own, and then me and Jared have nieces or nephews, and it's like watching them grow is crazy. Like, Easton had a basketball game this morning, and it's just like, I don't know. It's wild. Yeah, it is wild, man. It's a crazy journey.
I have a niece that's, I think she just turned 10 in October.
Wow.
And then I have a couple of nephews and a couple more nieces. They're younger, but it's been wild just watching them grow from being able to hold them as babies to now they're grown and talking to you like they own the house.
Yeah.
Shit. It's just like, who the hell do you think you are? Yo? But it's awesome.
My little nephew come up and, like, hit me up like, man, you hit somebody, you get hit back, and I'll just do the whole, like, index finger poke. You know what I mean? Like, you're getting messed up here and saying
10%.
He blocks it.
Young Padawan.
You learn quick.
Wax on.
Oh, he just roundhouse me in the face.
Knocks you out cold.
Yeah.
So you said you brought some material for us tonight. You wanted to talk about a topic?
I did, indeed.
Let's get into it, brother.
What do you guys think about the decriminalization, if not legalization, of drugs? All drugs.
We're talking
I'm talking
hard drugs.
I'm talking
quote
all
unquote,
drugs.
not to be cliche.
Yes, I'm talking all drugs.
Your heroin,
your
your
heroin, your
crack.
meth, your coke,
Everything.
LSD.
We've
mushrooms.
talked about, I think you brought it up, Vince, but a lot of places, maybe not a lot, but I forget where, you might know, but
Is it Oregon?
there's a place that is, instead of sending drug addicts and those type of criminals to jail, they're sending them to rehabs or whatever.
Yeah.
So, like, and I've kind of seen more about it in the past few years about how, you know, you send a drug addict to jail, like, it's not doing much for them, you know, it's to, you know, fix their problem.
It kind of
or
puts them in a
whatever.
cycle, I feel
But
like.
I feel like
Oh, for sure.
what I was getting at is, like, our look and our stance on drugs in general.
Our perspective.
It's becoming to be, okay, yeah, we know certain ones are bad or don't have the best uses or purposes, whatever. We understand that, but we're getting to a point to where, I mean, obviously weed's probably our biggest one now that there's actual federal laws saying that it's legal in certain states or whatever. But, like, we're getting to a point to where it's becoming more understood.
More
Yeah, I think
Well,
like one fifth of the
almost like-
states,
Mm-hmm.
something like that.
We're seeing that some drugs, quote unquote, are actually useful. Marijuana,
Yeah.
some low doses of psychedelics.
That's the crazy thing about drugs too, is I'm not going to say
Liquid-
a big majority of them, but a lot of drugs, their original purposes were to do with medicinal uses.
Liquid cocaine,
Yeah, that was used to, like,
anesthesia.
yeah, for back in the day to cut
Still,
off a
still
limb
used, I think.
or something. Yeah,
Well,
like mushrooms had medicinal purpose.
Thousands of
you know?
years ago, like
Yeah.
Vikings. Have you seen the Vikings? I don't know
Not
if
the
you ever watched the
series.
show.
I
Yeah,
haven't seen it.
at like one of their like ritual events, they all take mushrooms. They trip. They talk to the gods. And stuff like
Expand
that.
your mind.
Peyote.
That's a huge
I guess
one.
mushrooms.
Stuff.
Some people have theorized mushrooms playing a big role in the Bible, like the writing of that and stuff like that,
Ooh.
stories and stuff like that.
Yeah, with the snake
I guess.
unraveling from trees
Even,
and eating apples or something. Yeah,
That's called tripping fucking balls.
I'm pretty
bro.
sure there was some
Or
influence there.
The Romans, like big parties they threw with like wine and stuff like
yeah.
that. They'd all eat mushrooms, get all fucked up,
Get
and
all chopped
theorize
up
and shit like that.
Ooh, yeah, theorize. Like you said, like I said, expand your mind and just think past that everyday survival, because that's how you were so instinctive back then.
Think of all the Chinese with what were they? Opium, right?
Oh, they were fucking.
Yeah.
Well, that's heroin. They were sitting there just like,
Dude, try this.
bro. They still
They were one of the most innovative countries though back in.
There's opium fields where like people sneak in there and like cut the little opium thing and just straight.
I find it
lick
really
it.
interesting that like heroin abusers and stuff and today's age they're given Suboxone, which is an opiate of its own.
Yeah, just a synthetic one.
It's just a different version
You
of it,
think
but
of
it's like you give someone more of the same thing to get them off of it. It's kind of weird. It's just a weird thought. Like it's got its medicinal purpose, but in the other sense, it's like it's
ironic.
It's ironic.
It's very ironic.
Oh, you got a Coke problem? Well, here's a little bit different version of Coke.
I think that's kind of one of the main reasons, like, weed hasn't been federally legalized. I feel like it's going to replace
It's
so
a
many
gateway
things.
drug, man. It's just gonna flood everything in there. They're gonna, if we
Next thing
legalize it,
you're
we're gonna have to
be
legalize
a
it
Coke
all.
addict.
Yeah, but then look. You know, we were just talking once upon a time in Hollywood, like the era of like 60s, 70s, whatever.
So much
Like,
drugs.
Yeah, I mean, it was party central.
was
Cocaine
normal.
was completely normal. I mean,
That was when it was all pure,
like
pure LSD and everything. Yeah.
LSD for sure. Yeah, like I
But
don't
the
know.
weed was probably shit compared to now.
Well,
For
so
sure.
I think like on like a legal level, like obviously drugs, like hard drugs, are awful for your body.
Oh, horrible.
You know,
Oh,
and-
of course,
and-
terrible.
Well,
Should not do them.
and I'm not saying like
They shouldn't
should
be readily accessible.
I don't think like even like they should even have like shops open up and like get your hair. You know what I mean?
Have you seen
Special.
the heroin clinics though? Have you ever seen that? It's like a clinic they check into, and it's like
And they do just enough.
they administer
to
the
not
heroin
die.
to them.
So you
yeah.
don't overdose. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, so yeah,
And if they do
Clean
overdose,
needles.
you're already there.
But
Yeah.
to get that kind of help, like you said, and
Oh,
somewhere
yep,
to go,
yep,
and
the needles.
I've heard from people who have had addictions to something like that in the past, and have had to go like per month or something.
Is
or
it
per
weird to
week
think there's
or
normal
so.
like heroin users compared to what do you think like someone that's out of control? I guess that's like all they can't even support their life. There's probably a percentage of like heroin users that live a normal life and just get fucked up at like
It's like
on the
normal.
weekends or
work
stuff
or
like that.
something.
Yeah. And they're
It's
like,
normal, but they're just living to fucking use.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Eventually, do they? I mean,
It will be
Do
a
there
break
people that
point.
spiral out of control? But are there people that can
Some people can just
just
hold
regulate?
it to
I
a
guess.
little
Yeah.
longer.
Are there people? That
Not forever.
Not forever.
I
Okay,
don't think
okay,
there's a
that makes
forever.
sense.
So
That-
that's
that
the
makes
point.
sense.
Is there? Do you
You
just
gotta,
make
you ride
it?
the fine line of.
Do you make it legal for people to use it
Yeah.
to where they're doing it just enough to not die, basically, or do you make it to where
I guess cocaine too.
If
can
you
use it
get
as an
caught-
I'm just using heroin as an example.
yeah, if you get caught, you go to prison.
Yeah.
And then
What's
you
that
just
do?
do
You
the
just-
cycle over and over.
Yeah.
What's the in between? Where do you not allow the addict
And then
to
you're
just
on paper
use?
forever, probation,
Yeah.
house arrest, shit like that.
Fucks up
depending-
jobs,
yeah.
all that shit.
Well, with the example there, with that being on your record and stuff, I fall example to that, and it's not even because I'm a drug user; it's because I had a DUI. So when I'm saying this, what about alcohol and cigarettes? Two things that are legal and that are accepted everywhere,
but fuck you up, and
but
everyone knows it.
They're two of the most addictive things. Alcohol leads the leaderboard by a huge amount
All
in
day long.
the amount of deaths that is caused by alcohol,
Yep.
but yeah, it's legalized. And then we have weed. It's like there is no history
deaths.
of any deaths for weed, but somehow it's still looked upon as not to be okay. You got pills where people take them regularly as a a medicine.
It can be
but
legal.
But also you look at it and it's like people are
I
abusing
feel like
them. And they're
pills are really
addictive.
easy to get compared to like what you really think they're like. I
They're
guess
not
people that
anymore.
aren't in the world of like
They're not anymore.
not as they used to be. I
like
guess
5 years ago,
Yeah, that's
hell
true.
yeah. But
That's
now
true.
it's like they
I
have
guess I haven't been
restricted
in
it.
that. Yeah, in that.
They've
for a while,
restricted the
That makes
limit.
sense.
Just because they found out. I mean, think about all the commercials
I've
you
heard of
see
people
now.
like getting Adderall prescriptions a lot more than.
That's
like,
easier
that's,
than
like,
opiate.
easier.
That's
Yeah,
easier than
that makes
opiates
sense.
and shit.
Yeah, for sure.
That
You'd be
makes
like,
sense.
I'm fucking never good at concentrating. Oh, well, here's some fucking Adderall,
yeah,
bro.
yeah, here it is.
Take like 3 and tell me how good you can
can go
concentrate.
in-
Speaking of Adderall, I ordered some Alpha Brain.
Oh,
He said,
yeah.
speaking of Adderall, I got like 12. We're all gonna eat 3.
New mood.
That math doesn't
Have,
work.
have you?
I've never had that before.
Let's do it, bro.
On it. You read on it?
God damn it, Joe Rogan's
Oh,
in the
and then I
fucking
see-
room.
I ordered,
Wait,
I ordered a whoop strap. You know what that is? It's like
Fuck
a,
no.
It's like a thing you wear all the time, and it tracks your sleep and your stress.
I know what
heart
you're
levels,
talking
your
about.
respiratory rate, and all that.
He got that off of Joe Rogan too. I'm assuming. Yeah. 'cause
The
he's-
last 30
Well, a
fucking
guy at
words he
work-
said was Joe
A guy at
Rogan.
work told me about it. He sent me a free
Well,
thing about it.
Have either
Joe Rogan just paid him $25,000.
Have any of you guys
I'll
had?
send you guys my results and shit when I get it.
Vinny's
My
gay.
sleep and-
It'd be nice to
It
keep
tracks your
track.
strain, like your heart and your respiratory, and like how you breathe. Like this guy said,
Does
his
it
respiratory
implant
rate
in
was
you?
off. No, you wear it like a strap at all
Oh.
times. I guess.
thought you were like putting something in your body.
No,
Man.
it's
Yeah,
This guy
exactly.
said
I was
his,
thinking Iron Man the whole time. Bro.
This guy said his respiratory rate was off, so he went and got tested for COVID, and he tested positive, just from like
They're like,
reading
yeah,
the,
bro, you do have COVID.
reading that fucking. I don't know.
Have you
That's
guys
wild.
ever did the alpha?
Tracks your sleep and
brain?
REM sleep.
Yeah.
I've had it before.
I was gonna say, I didn't
when
know
I was
if you guys have
boxing.
ever
I feel like
done
I
it.
took it before sparring, and it actually I felt like
Do you know what we're talking about, Cody?
you like focus.
I've seen the.
It
What's
actually.
the other one that he said? On it?
yeah, on it,
On
it, Yeah.
which
yeah.
is like a supplement for like working out and stuff.
Okay.
Majority that's the
Alpha Brain,
The-
though? What's that? I've never heard.
It's like a.
look up. Joe Rogan's got like a little ad for it, but it's like a.
he needs to pay Vince another $2,000 for it.
It's
to
like
talk
a-
about
No.
it. Or he gets
It's like a what is it? The neurological. It's pretty much supposed to help your focus.
It's
Yeah.
almost like a
Okay.
vitamin, but like it's way more.
I do whippets every day.
Myself, yeah. He's
That's how I focus.
That's my Alpha
I
Brain.
want to show the whoop strap.
Alpha brain. Good. Look at Joe.
We can't take Alpha Brain. That's copyrighted, probably. Bravo Brain or something.
Bravo brain.
Bravo-
I like that.
Bravo
That's-
Logan.
What's it like? A
That's the
neurotropic
alliteration.
or neurotropic or something like that? It's supposed to
Neurotropical.
neurotropic.
Something with your
They track your
neurons
sleep.
or
Yeah, I'm
something.
interested on seeing
Nerves.
how this goes
I
for
ordered
you.
it.
Yeah, that
Whoops.
seems dope.
All I see is.
So
Oh,
what-
okay. I thought this was the fucking on
See,
it.
I'm gonna put it on my body, and it's gonna be like something's wrong, dude. You're drinking too
Bro,
much.
quit.
Your heart's not working, dude. Your lungs.
It just says stop.
I'll just be like, yeah, you need to get a better
I'm
life.
like, why is my heart rate so low?
It takes your heartbeat. I want to live.
Anyway, back to drugs. I guess. What do you think should be legalized? I guess in your opinion.
Cody.
If we're talking legalized,
Like at a federal
like
level?
Are we
they
talking
put it in a
Limitization,
shop. I get-
yeah.
they put they put it in a shop to
It's
sell.
still limitized. You can't smoke and drive. You know what I mean? You
Yes,
can't
yes.
drink and drive.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's still there's still all the restrictions you have on any
what drug and
any
what
drug. Like if you go to
restrictions?
Colorado, all the restrictions you have on weed, like you can't.
Yeah.
Like if you go to a dispensary, like they staple your bag shut.
Exactly.
You can't open it until you get to where you're like. You're
Wait, I
like
could
your
just bring a
apartment or some
stapler.
shit. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could. But
I
like,
mean-
if you have it open in the if you have the bag open in the car, they
Yeah,
the lady at the dispensary when I went
See,
there
I
told me
fucked
that
up.
it
I
could be
didn't know
considered
that.
an open container.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
and,
Open
like,
the
they got-
bag? Are you serious?
Yeah, she said if you unstaple the bag before you get to where you're going,
It's
they
considered
consider it an
container.
open. Like even
like
just to
you're
smell
using.
it.
Not on the
Yeah.
left
Yeah.
coast.
I mean, that was I went
up,
to Colorado.
bro.
I think it was like,
That
it was like
makes
a year and a
sense.
half
But they do
ago.
have like security guards with ARs outside,
Yeah.
like 3 of them on the Cali. In Cali, I was
It's
like,
probably
dude.
all cash.
They do that.
One of them was like eyeing me, thinking that I was. Did I say this? I
It's
thought
like,
I
what's
said
up,
this.
bro?
No,
bitch.
I never heard this.
All right, so like we pull up there, and who I was with was going inside, but one of those 3 security guards, and I saw him before, like I've seen him before,
Oh, he remembered your face, boy.
Well, no. But like we pulled up and he was like already right there, and like he was kind of just hanging around, and like my friend went on in there, and then I was just waiting. And he was still trying to just kind of chilling outside the door and stuff, and I don't know. He's like kind of scoping me out, and I had I had the window down.
Gun in hand?
I mean, no gun.
I would have been scared.
It was.
You see him clicking off safety.
But he did seem like ready. He did seem on guard, and I was just kind of had like a weird like vibe, you know what I mean? And then they're like, yeah, we got the. They're like on the thing, like, yeah, we got the guy like across the street or whatever. And they're like, he's like, oh, okay, all right. And it's like, apparently
his demeanor changed.
Apparently, I had pulled into the spot where he just previously was, so that's why that guy had died. That's just the information that I had.
I had a situation like that.
They had to
in
explain
Colorado.
that afterwards.
You're lucky, buddy.
That was their excuse.
When I went to Colorado, they had the guards, and I'll make this short, but we're from a place where that's obviously not legal. It's not looked upon as a good thing or whatever. But I went into the shop when I went to see Brock, and like the guards there,
we're stoned.
Tool, whatever. Like,
I'm sorry. Keep going.
I didn't even hear what he said.
I said they're stoned.
Oh, well, we walk out of the shop, and me being from where I'm from, it was just like a weird, like, okay, you see a cop or whatever, you like not get nervous or whatever, but
Always nervous.
it's just like when I'm walking out of the shop, he said, "Have a good day." Like, I turned around when he said, "Have a good day," and I'm just like, is this motherfucker gonna like go pull me over outside once I get out the doors? Like,
Right.
Setting you up.
yeah, like it just felt so weird. It's like you just witnessed me go by this
Marijuana.
shit, and then I don't know.
Yeah, you're thinking
You know,
you're gonna, yeah,
it's
you
just-
feel
it's-
paranoid.
Yeah, I was like,
It's baffling, that you can go so many miles and it's essential.
We need to go up to Michigan.
You know what I
You
mean?
can literally
live
drive like
miles
90 minutes
away.
from here to Illinois. There's like,
Oh,
especially
yeah.
like 90 minutes from here.
The fact that
I
it's
can drive
frowned
90 minutes and
upon
it'd be legal.
in
I
one
buy it
area.
legally, but I drive 90 minutes back here and I get arrested for it.
Imagine being on
It's
the border.
crazy.
It's wild.
Being
Yeah.
right on the border, you could literally cross over, take you 15 minutes.
I just
coming
lied to
back, you're like,
everybody. I live on that side of the border, but I'm just over here all the time.
But how much benefits? All the benefits, like it's got so many benefits.
So
even
much
if you
money.
just use it for hemp, and it's like,
Yeah.
why,
I think
why don't we?
that's one of
utilize
the main
this?
reasons it's illegal is because it would destroy the big pharmacy industry.
Yeah, it's
Pharmacy,
a political.
It could
textile.
replace so many things that they just like give you a pill for.
Bro, I'm nervous as fuck.
Like,
Here's this
Take
Here's a
indica.
pill.
with
Yeah.
You know what I
side
mean? Like,
effects.
Sleep.
Don't
You know,
worry,
exactly, like,
Stomach
the
problems.
shit will clear up. It'll be water shit.
if you're
So,
addicted
but you'll
to a
have that
pill
for
now,
3
you could
months.
just smoke a couple joints and just.
Are we all on the same page? That I think everybody at the table would agree that we think marijuana should be illegal.
All day long.
Oh, for sure,
Um,
100%.
mushrooms.
Yes.
Mushrooms.
Mushrooms as well.
I
But-
think, yeah.
Decriminalize at least.
Decriminalize,
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
Shouldn't go to fucking jail, but at the
You
same
should not
time,
go
you
to
shouldn't
jail.
be eating a bunch of fucking mushrooms thinking you can go do a bunch of shit.
No.
You can hurt some people.
I think the people that
Unfortunately,
should get in trouble is the ones who are trying to push the really hard stuff that are actually really killing people
And, like,
Like,
if
not
you're, like, if-
actual psychedelic
and, like-
mushrooms.
bro, you shouldn't shoot me over some psychedelic mushroom. I'm trying to find myself.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
saying people that
Not
take,
trying to-
yeah, people that make
I'm just saying, like the harder
drugs
stuff,
that don't
like,
hurt you into fucking something that's like physical and
obviously,
shit.
people are talking about it more. It's in movies. Weeds was a show way back. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like it's been around, and they know what it is. They know we know what it is. You know what I mean? But
So-
it's like so big with
Pineapple Express.
People realize
Exactly.
it's not as
I think-
big as it.
I think the big
they
thing
think
with
I think it is.
mushrums is when people also compare it straight into LSD.
Yeah, I
And
feel like that
and
too.
it's-
LSD, I don't know if it's still like this, but you used to, if you got caught selling or manufacturing LSD,
Yeah.
you would get charged with convicted manslaughter.
Yeah.
Or
Whoa.
attempted manslaughter.
See, that's
but-
just way too much.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like people there. I think. I mean, we're seeing it. We talked about it already today about how mushrooms have been getting decriminalized in all these places.
Uh-huh.
But like LSD's not on the same boat. people aren't
And I
looking
think
at it like that.
I think it's understood because you can dose.
It is a different
You can
drug.
dose mushrooms differently.
Yeah.
You know, you can just get as fucked up on mushrooms as you can with acid. I mean, there's different thresholds, this and that, but like with acid, with LSD, it's just there's a little bit too much like behind the scenes to it. Like mushrooms, it's right there in your face. It's a fucking mushroom that grows in the fucking ground or poop.
True.
You dry it the fuck out.
Yeah.
You eat that shit. But with LSD, you got some dude with the mask and the COVID-19. He's making your little juice and dropping it. Oh, it's 200 UGs.
Oh, shit.
Bro, shut the fuck up. I hate when people say that. It's 200 UGs. Oh, you're a fucking chemist, bro?
Yeah.
So John, who told you it's 200 UGs, you just believed him. And then you took one and you fucking tripped balls. That doesn't sound like it's
Could be
200
redneck Jimmy out in the
UGs.
woods making it.
That's what I'm saying. That's where it's like that could be where federal shit's controlling it.
And that's where legalizing it comes into play, where you can regulate it and
Make
you can
it.
control it to where like
Tax it.
you have like I mean if you look like the black
They got it
market,
everywhere.
look at like the black market
No.
for like weed, like
Yeah.
your carts and your stuff. Like look at carts like a year and a half ago or so, and then
Hurting
like, look
people.
at carts like now. Like people are realizing that like people aren't putting
Good
just, like,
shit.
good weed shit in
They're
there.
trying to make
cutting it with
money.
half vape
Cut
juice
it.
or half
Hot
something
dog
else to
water.
like. So yeah,
Hot
something
dog
that looks
water.
like
Every drug
looks
show
like
you watch,
oil.
you see him cutting shit like cocaine. You see him cutting it, or like the pills, you see him crush up.
This is when I bring out
And then,
they
they'll
always bring
they'll
out
crush
the
up the real pills, cut in shit, and
Yeah.
then reprint them into
Yeah,
like the
literally.
same pills, but
Yeah.
like cut
It's wild.
or the Molly or whatever shit like that.
Yeah.
How's Amsterdam doing right now? Like, you
I haven't
know
heard
what I mean?
anything bad, so there you go. There's some proof right
Yeah.
there. You can
still-
go over there and have sex.
And like, think about it. If that becomes legal, are you guys gonna go out and do it tomorrow? Like, if heroin becomes legal right now,
Bro,
you guys gonna
let's
go out
go
tomorrow and be
do
like,
heroin.
I need to try heroin tomorrow. Like,
No,
that's on
we
my
all
to-do
know
list.
what's
No.
wrong with it.
Yeah,
Everybody knows the risk, but like, the people that are doing it now
I
are
would
gonna
probably
do
go buy
it
some
whether
mushrooms.
it's legal or not. So
Yeah, they have a
should
problem.
they be? Yeah, they have a problem. So should they be arrested for having a problem?
No.
a peanut
No.
butter mushroom sandwich.
Should the people that are moving pounds of heroin be arrested? For sure.
Because they're doing it to...
But the people that
Do
you
bad
get
things.
caught with like a gram or two of heroin that are like addicted to it and have a problem, I don't think they should just
Yeah.
be thrown in jail and locked up for it. I
Think
think
about
they should-
mental illness.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You
They
don't
should be
throw
more
some
focused on
crazy
rehab.
people.
You know how much it costs to incarcerate somebody in Indiana for a whole year?
Yeah.
It's like right around
Yeah,
$20,000.
Guess where that's coming
There was
from?
like 16,000 arrests for marijuana, I think, in like 2018,
Do the
maybe or
math.
something like that. It's a lot of money we're spending arresting people for weed.
You said it was what, 20,000 for a year?
It's like 19,000
Yeah.
something, like
And you
500
said it was
bucks or
how
something.
many arrests?
I want to say
18?
it was around like 16,000 in like 20,000 or 2018.
Yeah, that's millions of dollars talking about.
It's
Yeah.
like that's a lot of money for
Say 19.5
weed for non-violent.
times what?
Just like and it
20,000?
was just possession arrests, not like
390
violent,
million.
violent in
Yeah,
like
taxpayer money.
Thanks,
trying
guys.
to pounds of weed as possession of.
They have
you know,
a
like,
problem.
they had 5 grams of weed on them, so it's
And,
still in
So-
jail.
and
So-
did they confiscate that?
Yeah.
Talking about
Like you said, bro,
the
it's
money
just a-
aspect of that, we've talked about how I brought up the fact that it on average, this is an average, so it's not the same everywhere, but on average, every single inmate in the United States that's in a jail or a prison, it costs about $40,000 a year per inmate.
He just said 20,000 for
It's for
Indy,
Indiana,
so
for
it
Indiana.
Yeah,
makes sense.
so-
Yeah, you do the
So,
math.
look at it as in, legalizing it like we've been talking about it. Do you think that the overpopulation of jails and prisons because of people getting arrested, does that play into effect of, okay, maybe we need to start legalizing some of this because of the amount
Think of how many people
Turn-
in our population compared to the world's population, like other countries of incarcerated people. There's a lot.
We have a
yeah. I
whole world.
Yeah.
I think the total for the United States weed arrests, like 2 years ago, was it was 360,000 maybe.
Look it up real quick.
Possession arrest. These are just
How
possession
many-
arrests,
just-
I think.
Just
it
look up
was either
how many
300
people's
or like
been arrested
500,000.
for weed.
And that was just in 1 year. So like all that money we're using to lock these people up, take the war on drugs and turn it into like the war on like addiction.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
You know what I mean?
Like Vince said too.
We're wasting so much money. We've been fighting the war on drugs for 40 fucking years almost. Like where the fuck have we gotten in this battle?
Worse.
Nowhere.
We've arguably
Like,
got worse.
We're gonna
We're
stop
just throwing money
everybody.
down the drain at this point.
Nobody's gonna be doing.
There
drugs.
isn't money
Like,
getting
How
thrown
are you
down the
gonna
drain.
do
It goes to people that are in these positions.
Okay.
That's, you know what I mean?
8.2 million marijuana
Yeah, but-
arrests between 2001 and 2010.
But that it says that was just for simply having marijuana. That's not including everything.
There we go. There's some good numbers.
There's possession only.
Amount spent annually.
47.
Wow. Billion.
Billion.
47 billion
47. Look.
annually. That's yearly, right?
Drug law
Yearly, right?
violations in 2018, 1.6 milli. Drug
For
violations.
possession, 1.4 million for just possession.
Like, what the drug arrest
And if
possessions? That's so
Michael's-
many people.
If you do the math, what's 40,000 times 1.4 million?
Let's
How
do
many
it right
is
now.
stupid?
40,000 times 1.1 million. That's what.
1.4 million.
Got you. 40,000, 1.4
Percentage
million.
of people who are arrested for drug violations who are black, 27%, despite making
What is that,
up
56
13.4% of the U.S.
Trillion? Is
population.
it trillion? No, that's
Is this trillion
that's
or billion?
That's billion.
That's
That's billion.
So if 40,000 is the average, we just saw that 1.42 million people were arrested in, what was this?
For possession.
2018.
Yeah.
So that's fucking $56 billion.
Yeah, 2.3 million people, the highest incarceration rate in the world.
Was in
Remember- wait, hold on.
2016.
Yeah,
2016,
okay. That's drug arrest, though. That's not just marijuana.
Number
Yeah,
of
but still,
people
that's
who
what
died
was,
from
you know,
accidental
that's the
drug
major
overdose.
problem.
Exactly.
Because what's
68,000.
marijuana look like? It's a fucking, everyone's like, oh, it's still a drug even though it's
Marijuana
legal.
said 600 and some thousand, 680,000, I think. Which is still a fuck ton of
District
money.
of Columbia removed jail time
See,
for simple possessions of small amounts of
That makes no fucking sense. Where the president is, where all the laws get fucking made, you're allowed to fucking
Right.
have marijuana.
Smoke weed, yeah,
What
what?
the fuck?
Oh, yeah,
You're
that-
you're
Smoking
slapping
on the
me in the
Capitol.
face.
Like,
That's a slap to
annual
the face.
budgetary gains that could be generated by the legalizations of all drugs: 106.7 billion, 19 billion in state and local revenue, 39 billion in federal tax revenue, plus saving 47 billion on prohibition enforcement.
Pretty sure the
That
closest
could-
dispensary
Over
made
How
a
$100
billion.
long? How long
dollars.
could, or that could get us out of debt in like 10 years,
Oh,
20 years, something
20
like
years.
that.
fucking easy.
Be out of debt.
Like the,
Think
the
about how much.
national
Think about
debt.
how much stuff you could do for when Colorado first legalized it. I remember that they took so much of their money and give it to there was foundations for homeless people and they built shelters for
Oh,
homeless
I
people.
saw that.
Yeah.
They gave so much to their school systems and they bought shit for a bunch of the
Roads.
school systems. All the roads got fixed.
And you see actual
That's all
actual
from
benefits.
weed. That's all from weed being legalized and all the revenue. It was all the revenue from the first year of weed being legalized. All the taxes and everything. They fixed a whole bunch of shit around the state. So it's think about what we could do if we
in
legalized
comparison,
more.
and honestly, if you're, man, it's creepy because I'm looking at this Joker poster. It's like,
He's
I'm
like, are you
just,
sure you want to say that,
I'm just
Jared?
thinking about our
Need a
nation
plan.
and how the mindset is of the nation.
Mhm.
I feel like it's very it's a lot of pressure right now because
Yeah.
of what is going on, and I feel man, if it was easier to make the citizens more comfortable,
Everyone's just
what
trying
I
to get through the
mean?
day
Exactly, you know what I mean.
when it comes down to it. I guess.
because
Think
we're
of-
all here, we're all on the planet. We're all trying our best. It's not you're
Think about what would happen to the world if we did set the example as a whole country to do it differently. And obviously, I think we all agree that it would probably have its benefits. Yeah, there would be some bad things that could happen. Obviously, that always happens, but we could fix that because it's all bad right now. There's war on drugs. It's all
Yeah.
bad. There's nothing
There's
good.
no right answer.
There's nothing good. So
Yeah.
we switch it up, say we find the right way. Then what happens to the rest of the world? Drug cartels, fucking people getting murdered, these huge fucking horrible things that happen with drugs. What if that goes away? Because now everyone's like, well,
But
shit.
that would be their focus, right? If you're trying to be cartel type, then those are the targets,
Well, if
So
you're
it's
legalizing and taxing, I'm not gonna
No
go
one
to
wants it now.
a-
There's no demand for it.
Yeah, I'm
I
not
don't
gonna go
want
to
your
a black market. I'm gonna
market.
go to a place I know I'm gonna get good
Right.
shit. I'm
Yeah.
gonna pay I'll pay the
But-
money for
And
it.
first of all,
to
no
know
one wants
where
to
I'm
even
gonna
be
get it.
doing
Yeah.
these goddamn drugs. It's not
No,
like everyone's
yeah.
like you said, let's
Exactly,
go do
yes,
heroin
exactly,
today. So
exactly.
now that there's not a bad look to it, it's like, well, shit, I did it once, I fucked up, they helped me. Now I'm better.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's no one using
I know
it.
the risks of it. So
I
I'm
know the
not gonna
risks,
Do it.
yeah.
I'm gonna like warn people. Hey, this isn't good. You shouldn't do it.
I feel like after a couple generations, everything maybe will weed itself. Not weed itself out, but
I like that.
it'll take time to change like mindsets of people of like whole generations of people like they're how they're in the 60s it was psychedelic, 70s was like
cocaine.
the cocaine, 80s came into like
Molly
still
and shit.
cocaine, and then like the 90s was heroin, and
Yeah.
then now we're in like MDMA, like shit like that, like Molly, I guess.
We're burning out. It's like, look, we're done with it.
Well, look at
Bath salts.
Molly into that, like shit.
See that's not that. I don't even. You shouldn't even consider that a drug. Someone's literally smoking shit you put in your bath. Like
Oh, meth.
just-
I guess meth
No,
is a 2010s drug too.
Bath salts is just the fucking word that they use to like make it okay.
Oh,
You
we
know
were-
what I mean? That shit is straight synthetic meth, bro.
Is that
it is the
another-
exact chemical, just different looking, but it does the exact same thing to your brain. Spice. All of these fucking
Dude, Spice
all of
is
these
the worst thing
drugs.
I've ever done in my life.
yeah.
I might just on the wait, what were we last?
bath
time?
salts.
Yeah, bath salts.
People eating people.
Yeah.
We could also
about-
put that in the category of zombies. We could
Oh.
so that could be that type of zombies.
We're
See,
back.
yes,
We've made
video.
a square. We've made a circle.
That's
We're
why-
back around.
If
That's
you legalize
why-
bath
We're back to
salts,
square
there
one.
will be zombies. What are they looking at?
No, that it does do that, but the legit zombie drug is Flocka.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
whatever
it's
the fuck.
Flocka,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Motherfuckers going around naked
Bro,
eating shit.
eating shit.
Yeah, like
Making friends with possums and shit. Like,
That's a demon, bro. That is a demon.
shit's scary.
That is.
Right on. We're ready to wrap it up.
Wrap it up, boys.
Yeah.
Cody,
Alright.
thank you for coming on, man.
Yeah, sure.
We had a
Awesome
good
being here, man.
discussion.
Hell
Yeah. Check out our YouTube page. We starting to get like little snippets, last dab shorts.
I think we might have a pretty badass cover art for this episode.
Yeah.
So be looking out for that. Look at the merch store because there's some pretty dope things on there.
Is there anything you got, Cody? Anything like you?
Any sign out message?
Damn, I didn't really. You can put me on the spot like
No,
that.
like, anything you might have like coming up, or if you want to follow
Any life advice?
anything.
anything. You say hi to grandma.
Yeah.
Do whatever.
You don't have to. You don't want to.
I-
We do have to spin a wheel, but
Yeah,
it
we'll
always
spin the wheel.
lands where it's supposed to.
It will
Wait,
be
what
you
does that
watch.
mean?
It's a fixed wheel.
Wait, really?
No. It just seems like it does.
Every time.
You weren't lying.
I was
Every time it does that.
counting plus one. What the
Yeah.
fuck does that mean?
Thanks for coming on and
Plus
discussing.
one.
I know
Yeah,
it's,
bro.
Bring a friend.
it's
Yeah.
different. So.
Glad to be here, man. It was a lot of fun.
Yep,
Right on,
sure.
man.
Last dab.
Follow us. Look at the merch. Keep listening. Give us a-
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube,
Keep them spirits.
Spotify.
Stay
Apple
lifted.
Podcast.
Yeah, Google.
All that good shit.
all that good shit.
Peace.
All right, signing out.